Hello, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to take a look at the Adventure Force Sportsman made by Dart Zone. The Sportsman is a spring-powered blaster that features a dart hopper. What this means is that you can grab a handful of darts and put them into this essentially funnel to feed them into the blaster. The Sportsman holds up to 20 darts in this manner. You may have heard of dart hoppers before. Dart Zone's first hopper-fed blaster was the Command Fire, and then after that they had the Destructor. Now the Command Fire held 40 darts and the Destructor held 30, so this is actually a smaller capacity, only holding 20 darts. The blaster does feature iron sights up here, although there is nothing that flips up like there is on some blasters. Additionally, there's no rear iron sight. I guess you could kind of line up with the button. To load the blaster, normally you would press forward on the orange button on the top, flip open this panel, and put your darts in this chamber. When you close the panel, you have kind of a telescoping panel that will help to push the darts down. Every time that you prime the blaster, there's going to be these little flaps which help to agitate the darts and try and get them to feed properly. So every time you go back and forth, those rattle. That agitating motion will help to get your darts where they need to go. Now you might think, does this kind of hopper system actually work well? It actually does work pretty well. I was impressed to see it in action. In addition to loading many darts at once through the top, on the right side of the blaster there's a panel that you can flip open and load single darts, like so. Now I actually found this feature a little bit hard to use. There is an orange tab on the inside, which ideally is supposed to kind of push up as you push the darts in. However, I found it hard to activate that panel. Even now, I'm finding it hard to get a single dart in there. So your mileage may vary loading individual darts through the side panel. It is a nice option to have, but if you can't use it, it won't help you too much. To prime the blaster, pull back on the front pump and push forward. Then depress the trigger to fire. This blaster does not have slam fire, so if you hold in the trigger and try and repeatedly pump, it will just kind of spit darts out, but not fire them. As far as comfort goes, I actually find the Sportsman fairly comfortable. This handguard is just big enough for my big dumb hands to fit in. If it was any smaller, or if my hands were any larger, they would not fit. But as it is actually a pretty comfortable grip. So smaller Nerfers should have no problem fitting their hands into this area. The front grip is a little small for me, but I find myself putting a finger over the front as I prime it, and that helps me to get a good grip. And then there's very little resistance as you push it forward. If this blaster were to really take off on the market, I would not be surprised to see people designing a new front pump for it, but as it stands, I haven't really heard too much publicity about it, so this one may kind of fall by the wayside. It is actually a pretty neat blaster, but I think that having a retail price of about $20 in the US, there may be better options. So for example, also at Walmart, also within the Adventure Force line, and also made by Dart Zone, you have the Villainator. The Villainator holds 40 darts, while the Sportsman only holds 20. Double the capacity is a very big deal. Now I put the Sportsman over my chronograph and I got an average performance of 72 feet per second. That is roughly in line with your average performance of dart blasters on the market. This will remain competitive with most stock blasters, but I wouldn't necessarily use it at a modded Nerf event. Additionally, if you compare it to the Villainator actually shoots about 10 feet per second harder. So in addition to having a higher capacity, the Villainator shoots harder. The Sportsman is neat, but I don't really expect to see too many. I think it's more of a niche. It is fun. I like it. I don't know how much I'll end up using it. One of the reasons that I wanted to get it is apparently you can do a brass barrel mod on this and get high performance pretty easily, but I haven't tried that yet. Overall, I would rate this a good buy, although perhaps not a great buy. If you have $20 to spend on a blaster and you're at Walmart anyway, I would probably go with the Villainator, but this is still a very nice item. Thank you very much for watching this look at the Adventure Force Sportsman made by Dart Zone. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please consider subscribing to the channel, maybe giving the video a thumbs up or a comment letting me know what you thought. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you next time.